Kia ora, good evening everybody. You're here on a Thursday night again with Boys Get Paid. We're coming at you live from the Export Beer Garden studio, and it is a big one. It is the Everest this weekend. We're a little bit on edge. We're a little bit fired up because it's going to be a huge, huge weekend of racing. We're getting a massive community of people together. We're getting a huge pool of money together to punt on as well. So nothing gets us in the community more excited than that. I'm Matt. Luke, how are you, mate?
Very well, mate. Look, no nerves at all.
Not shaking a little bit. Dan, you shaking, mate?
No, mate, I'm ready to go. We're going to get a good track this weekend, and I'm just going to fire shots, and I'm going to win everything.
He's shaking. He's sick for the punt. He can't wait till Saturday.
He is fired up. A good track down at Hastings apparently is what we're getting, so that's awesome. We're going to get to that at some point. We're also going to go through the Everest at some point. We'll recap a little bit on last week too, but honestly, there's nothing much more exciting being a part of the BGP community than a massive, massive punters club. And we've already got 150k in the kitty for this Saturday. We've got 130 or 40-ish people coming down to the sweatshop to enjoy it with us. Looking forward to seeing you guys all there. If you still want to come along, you can. There are tickets on the BGP app, so make sure you get in. It sounds like we might. If we can't sell it out, we'll still have a few tickets on the door. So if you get a little bit itchy on a Saturday morning, make sure you get down to Sweatshop too. There'll still be an opportunity. But Luke, mate, let us know where we're at. What's going on?
Well, you'll want to get down there because everybody that comes down is going to go into the draw to win a $5,000 bonus bet. One person will have to bet that on the Everest. How that is going to happen is that everybody's going to get allocated a number or effectively a raffle ticket. We'll draw out, I think, the same amount of runners in the Livamol in terms of that amount of people as well. You'll get a horse in the Livamol, and the winning horse of the Livamol will then relate to that person with that number. Sounds kind of technical, but it'll be easy on the day. And then you get your 5k bonus bet, and you got to smack it on the Everest. So you're going to get the thrill of watching the Livamol knowing, okay, I could be about to win a 5k bonus bet, and then some poor bastard has got a little bit of time to figure out what am I going to whack it on.
How long do they have? I think there's approximately an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to work it all out, eh?
Yeah, there's a fair bit of time, so we'll get them on the live stream as well by then, with the Alternative Commentary Collective who will be in the building with us, obviously, as well. So we'll ask them what they're going to do, how they're going to play it. Looking forward to that. And, of course, if you can't make it, but you are a part of the Punters Club, everybody who puts $20 into the Punters Club is going to go into the draw to win a $20,000 bonus bet, and that has to be bet on one of the Karaka Millions races that we, fingers crossed, hope will be at LZ come January the 27th. So there's going to be a lot of cheering and willing home horses on Saturday as people hope to win one of these bonus bets and also hope for a few collects from the BGP syndicate.
Absolutely. This is it, lads. You know, this is it. Since Karaka Millions last year, we haven't had a punters, this year I should say, we haven't had a punters club. It's been winter, it's been spring racing. You kind of sit around and you enjoy the racing, but you never get as fired up as when the BGP are getting on a punters club. So absolutely get involved if you're listening tonight. Please make sure you do. Speaking of the Punters Club, like we said, we've got 150k in the kitty at this point in time. Luke?
160.
160? All right, it must have just ticked over then.
It is.
I'll give you a 170.
Can I get a 170?
Oh, right.
Can you put something in?
For it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's
God.
Steve Davis? Get him in the building.
Hey, he was on weigh-in on Monday morning.
What a guy.
He was excellent.
Yeah, he is a champion bloke, that guy.
I rated that. It was really, really good. Mate,
what are you doing on the weekend, Steve Davis? Get down to Sweatshop, mate.
Absolutely. He'll be voting, I would have thought. It's probably one of the important things that people will get done. Then we've got the All Blacks as well. But speaking of this Punters Club at 150k.
160.
160k, sorry. I hear you're getting contacted by the TAB already asking, you want to get a bet on tonight? Get everybody fired up. Where are you sitting with the punts? Not obviously what you're punting on, but are you close to a few?
Listen here, it's not my first fucking rodeo, okay? We'll figure out how to fire up the crowd. No, we're not ready to have a bet yet, but I'm sure we will be tomorrow. We're still analysing things a little bit, trying to figure out where maybe the pool may land and how to play it. But I dare say that by this time tomorrow night, we would have already launched into something, and the shut-off is midday on Saturday. Still plenty of time to get involved, but we'll need to close it off at some stage. But, by tomorrow night, I reckon we would have had a bet.
I guess just on that, if you think you know what's going to win the Everest, pop it in the comments. Let us know, because you never know. We might be fucking throwing a few bucks on that.
For sure, and you might want to get on before we get on too.
You're absolutely right. Mate, speaking of hype for the Everest as well, did anybody see, Dan, you might have seen Dan Carter's hype video that popped out about What horse?
One Wish, One Win.
One wish, one win.
One wish.
Funny enough, it reminded me of, I don't know if it was like the Melbourne Cup Day live stream that you guys done, and it was the end of the day. Some guy was absolutely cooked. He won a bunch of money, but he come on. I go, I put a bet on this, and then I win, and I win, and
That's right.
and it just had me chuckling. And I think, fucking, one wish I win, I win. And I was just thinking, fucking, how many beers is he at? I love it.
There's actually a theory called Cunningham's theory, and basically it means that if you want the right answer, the best way to get that is to put the wrong information out to social media. So maybe they were pranking us and basically doing the old one wish, one win, so that people would comment on it and it would go even further. So I did feel a bit sorry for the great man DC, but instead I sprayed a couple of inches of his cologne and thought we'll punch it out. We'll punch it out on social media for him, and hopefully he doesn't see it in his lunch break at the Chemist Warehouse, and he's not too upset about it.
Mate, you're spending money on him. The tab's spending money on him. He doesn't give a shit if he's got it wrong.
Is he a Hall of Fame or something
He's
now as
Rugby
well?
Hall of Fame. DC, mate,
What a
if you're in
guy.
Auckland on Saturday, come down to Sweatshop. I think he's in France, though, isn't he, unfortunately?
Don't know.
It's bloody unfortunate.
Seems lazy.
We'll also, on Saturday, like Luke mentioned, it does seem very lazy, we're also going to be running a live stream. I think we're going to be going live on air with the ACC from about 3 o'clock. So if you guys are around the country watching the racing, make sure you tune in. We'll let you know what time. Dan and I will be holding down the fort, but everybody that's in the room, we want you to come up to us. If you want to get interviewed, if you want to have a chat, if you want to let us know who you're punting on, if you want to let Luke know who they should be punting on,
Don't do that.
tell us and we can
Send
pass
some
on the
DMs.
message.
Send some DMs.
Send some DMs. Agree. Yeah. Get started.
Do those on Sunday too. I always love those ones.
But please do come along and get involved if you do want to get on for a chat, because, we're going to have plenty of time to fill while we're talking about racing. Another promo which is going on Saturday is the TAB's $10 million promo. If you can pick every single winner in the whole entire race. I mean, in theory, this is outstanding. But I understand it's very difficult to do.
Well, yeah, I imagine the odds are pretty tricky to I don't know how many first fours you guys have had in your life, but to think a first 12. But hey, you got to have a crack when you're a free chance to have a crack at $10 million. Why bloody not? I chucked in my entry the other day to see how it all worked, and it's very simple to do as well. So if you haven't done that, I think you jump on the tab site. There's a huge banner up there, even a logo, Everest Mega Millions. Sorry, did you have a crack, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if anyone wants to know exactly the order of the Everest, just flick me a message. I'll let you know, and we can split the prize.
Easy as that.
So if 5 people win it, they get $2 million each. Is that? But the chances are very slim.
I guarantee you.
No chance.
We'll not be winning this, mate.
Have a crack at it.
Have a crack.
It's going to be a hell of a day. We've all got I've got the I Wish I Win cap on. We're all going to be having it on Saturday. We're going to be singing Sweet Caroline. But let's just bring the hype down a little bit, and we'll bring it back up later on. We've got some best bets coming at you as well. The lads have got to be a little bit careful, obviously. They're going to be betting into cash burden with their best bets because they can't bet down there in the Punters Club. Maddie
we will be. Oh, wait, what? We might do.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
who knows?
nothing's off limits.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Maddie from Punt IQ's thrown out a $9 best bet for us as well. But just some things to recap on first. Legato in the Matamata Cup from last Saturday obviously blew them off the park, as we probably expected her to do. Dan, that was a pretty good performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Like Australasia was watching, so...
Yeah.
No, I think
were they really?
Yeah, I have no idea. But it was a pretty good performance, and actually, I really liked the way that Aquacade found the line at the end there. I thought, wow, that's a good first up run. I'll be watching her into the future. I expected it. I don't know. I'm still a little bit gun shy from the performance of the tracks over the weekend, but
Look, it was
I digress.
definitely a tough day's punting. But did you get on Legato, Luke?
No, I didn't. The multis weren't live by then. I can't believe that. But I think $1.70 opened up. Might have finished up $1.50. It's pretty good money when you think about it, considering what she's been able to do. The key with that horse by the seams is, yep, she can probably win from anywhere, but you can't always do that. So put a good horse in the race, fucking ride it like the best horse in the race, and win the race, and then carry on.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And that's what they did.
I wonder now as well with Legato, that outside barrier draw is far better, isn't it? She just needs the room to run home. She smashes it when she gets it.
Yeah, when it all works out for her, she's probably unbeatable in the right type of race.
In New Zealand, yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we going in Australia? I can't remember.
Golden Eagle.
Golden Eagle, yeah, right. Okay, so that's in a month's time, I think, something like that. Another standout performer. Well, sorry, before we get to that, can I just ask Luke in particular, La Creek? Going over to Australia now, La Creek just seems to be getting the rub of the green not going the right way every time, eh? Like, probably was its race, but had 60 kgs to carry and just couldn't get the job done.
Yeah, I've never been a big La Creek fan. I don't know what all the hype is. I think I said this in the last pod, and I honestly mean no disrespect by that, but I think, we saw it go to Australia last time as well, and all the punters climbed in, and I think it went from 5s to 2s or something and didn't win and got beat up, and there's always just so much hype around this horse, but it seems to always be up against it or on a track that doesn't suit it or running against a horse that's better than it. I never touch it purely for that reason. But I'm sure at some stage it'll pop up and make me look like a dickhead and probably roll Campionessa on the line or one of the horses that I keep putting money on.
Like it did in the Arrowfield last year. I mean, you can look at some of these performances. You really just hope that it's that it does get the performances that it probably deserves, and we know it is up to every now and then. Speaking of another very good mare, Prowess came home second in the Taranaki Breeders, coming very wide on that bloody heavy track that we were talking about. Howard, Luke, were you on, or Benny Masters' best bet, were you on it?
Yeah, I was on. I think a lot of people were. I multied the two up, and you kind of thought, well, just surely this is the way to stack a bit of coin, and you play it simple. You don't really have too many bets on a weekend like this. But hey, Town Crier, just way too good for them, and bet Prowess up a little bit too. So great training performance from Royd and Burgesson down there in the CD. I think he might be a Harwood boy originally as well, so I'm sure that win was celebrated down there. But yeah, I'd say Prowess didn't lose any admirers, but it'd be interesting to see. Yeah, where to from there?
We're having a beer at the Empire Tavern before, and I don't know what you think, Dan, but I was saying I wouldn't have a crack next up coming off that track. It was bloody heavy first up. It could be challenging.
Yeah, and I think personally my reasons for not backing it again are not because of its run that it had. It's just because it really put me in a body bag on that day. I think I was chatting in the group chat and I said, everyone, I'm all in. I was having a real hard time and I put all my chips in and after that I didn't have another bet for the day. But
none of us got any of those $29 winners, unfortunately. But speaking of winners, let us know in the comments. We are definitely going to come to the people this week. We want to know what you guys are betting on. Again, let Luke know who they should be punting on for the Punters Club this Saturday. Who do you think is going to win the Everest? Who's going to win the Livamol Classic as well? Geez, we're getting too fired up about the Everest. There is the Livamol Classic, a big Group 1 for the spring coming up this Saturday too.
Very quick one here. I've just had a message from Ted who's tuning in as well. Great news, mate. The Te Aroha track came through the trials today with flying colours. Jockeys, trainers and onlookers all giving the track the big thumbs up. It was great. Looking forward to racing resuming there on November the 1st. Well done to everyone involved down there at the Love Track, Te Aroha.
That is excellent work. Good on you, Te Aroha. Good on you, Ted. Thanks very much for letting us know about that, mate. That's awesome. Before we get to the Hastings races this weekend and preview a couple of those, just another bit of news from the weekend. Skew Whiff. Did you guys watch that? I caught a replay and the horse wasn't in it. And I was going, what's going on here? What happened?
Yeah, it just done Skew Whiff things, eh? Like it jumped in the barrier. I didn't actually see what happened in the barrier, but it got really fractious. Opie jumped out the back. They pulled it out and trotted it up and said, no, thank you.
No. What, it's just not going to settle well enough to run the race? Or?
Well, I don't know. The vet said, not today, sir.
And there's no issues with the horse?
I've not heard anything else apart from that. Yeah. So I've not heard anything else, but I watched the race and I seen it and I thought, oh, shit. Like, I thought, so I thought she was a really good chance, but...
Yeah. Hopefully, they're going to some barrier whisperer, apparently. I don't know what that means, but some person that knows how to get them sorted in the barrier. Two more to speak about. Luke, mate, your best bet last week, let's just claim it, was Luberon. Luberon came home well, because let's not talk about JBG, but Luberon.
Jesus, I'll tell you what, JBG just keep getting on for the New Zealand Cup team. I think out to 31s now. Don't worry, the horses sound.
Are you sure?
I've heard the horses sound, don't worry. 9s into 4s, what the fuck? Who was putting all the money on? That was unbelievable. But yeah, I thought Luberon looked like the bet of the weekend. Got cocky, $1.70, maybe too short, but he ended up going around $2.10, I think. But very solid win. I think now maybe second favourite for the 1,000 guineas. Very, very impressive win.
Yeah, and not sure if you fellas saw the final one. Poetic Champion. I didn't find time at work today, but Poetic Champion ran in the 2-year-old race at Matamata, and there was a Tayako 2-year-old in it that was paying $1.60, Cognoscenti or something like that.
Yes.
Like Tayako were just saying should win. It didn't, miss by about 12 lengths, and this thing, Poetic Champion, like absolutely crushed them and reminded me of prowess as a 2-year-old, I think at Cambridge or something like that, that just beat them by like 10 lengths. Tony Pike horse. Did you guys see that?
I think I did see that race, actually. Yeah.
It was super impressive, eh? Like Karaka Millions 2-year-old, there's not a market out just yet, but that thing could be paying about $1.90.
Oh, is there no market out there for that?
Well,
I had a look straight after I seen that
Did
race.
you?
I was like, hang on, can I get some money on here? No.
Jesus.
not yet.
No chance.
I reckon keep an eye out for that horse, eh? You don't smash them like that very easily. It was a slightly wet track, but yeah. Anything else, Dan?
Gold Trip?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was awesome too.
Smacked them, eh?
What
Like,
the
so did you just get on for the Melbourne Cup, or?
Ooh,
Ben got on for the Melbourne Cup last year, eh? We probably need a comment from him on it.
He was about the only one that did in that room last year. Yeah.
He shortened real quick into for everything, eh? Like the punters just took him from $30 into.
What's everyone doing for the Melbourne Cup? I don't know if we're doing anything. Adam, no word over there, mate. ACC aren't doing anything.
Like, what's the sweatshop up to?
Yeah.
Spice something up. I mean, I've taken the day off. I thought we were doing something.
Yeah. I've actually blocked it out of my calendar, so we'll get along. I actually know they're having a bit of a doozy up at Corner Bar / Corner Bar, I think. So maybe we'll nip up there.
As in Remuera.
Yeah.
All right, take my money.
Well, if anything, this weekend could be a bit of a trial run to see how things could go anyway, right? And
Good point.
Peter Volandis, who sponsors the show, wouldn't be happy about us talking about the Melbourne Cup, would he?
Sorry. Yeah, back on track. Up to the cup.
It's all about the Everest. Don't worry about the Melbourne Cup. What date's that? First Tuesday, yeah. We'll get there. I think we'll probably do something, I would have thought, eh?
I'll be keen for a beer somewhere. At least.
I've just jumped on the New Zealand Racing website and I've had a little bit of a look here. We've finally got a fucking track update, which I've been looking for all day. We've got a soft 5 at 3:54 p.m. today.
Okay.
So we are on.
Yeah,
we
that'll
are
be
on.
good for, meaning good for punting on Saturday.
Punting. That's a good update because we are just about to get into those Hastings races, and the GOAT today has sent through a text confirmation saying that it's going to be a good 3. So, geez, if you are punting this week, people, that's hopefully what we can be playing on. It looks like good weather, but we're going to go through 2 races. We've obviously got the big Group 1, the Livamol Classic over 50 metres, which the lads have been diving into and looking at the form. Luke's going to have to be very careful as we go through the Spring Classic and the Livamol Classic. But, hey, he might toy with the TAB. Thad, if you're listening, mate, just listen in to everything that Luke says and just see what happens.
You beauty.
Let's start with the Spring Classic here, lads. To me, Luke, we'll come to you first, but to me, I looked through it last night and it looked pretty bloody open.
Livamol Classic?
No, the Spring Classic.
What race is that?
I forgot about the sponsor, sorry.
Spring Sprint.
Oh, Spring
the Valley
Sprint.
Divine.
Oh, it's the Valley Divine Restaurant. Where's that?
Yeah, it must be in
Race 6.
It must be in the Hawke's Bay there somewhere, is it?
Spring Classic. Where did we get that from?
Yeah. I was like, shit, I wasn't prepped for this race.
We missed this one.
Yeah. This is actually, I love this race. I think it used to be called the Red Badge Sprint. And often the horses that go well in this go pretty well in the Copeland's Bakery Mile. So
good knowledge.
There's your form line. But yeah, very, very open field. Good to see our alley cat back in action.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, I thought you might be having an each way, maybe.
Oh, mate, when I saw Opie on board, I thought you've got to.
Yeah, okay. So barrier 10 for that. I guess now that we know we're going to get a good track, this is what makes this so tricky. You have a horse like Old Town Road, and you go, oh, it's been performing well. What about on a good track? Not so sure. But yeah, there's some very, very good horses in here, even including the likes of Nod of the Head. This is one of those races where if you like something, have a crack, because you're just praying that Romancing the Moon doesn't get the job done. But I can see many people think it does. 3.6 into $3. I thought Apostrophe was very, very good first up. Goes all right second up as well. That was an impressive win. And yeah, it's wide open. So leave me out of that. Maybe Tavi Court to win.
Tabby Court. Not on a good track.
Nah.
Dan, you got any thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I quite like Apostrophe's first up win. Came from last in that run at Tarapa, I think it was. Beat out Electric Time, which was one of Todd's best bets.
Ted's, yeah.
Ted's best bets.
Toddy.
Who came out and win like 1 or 2 starts after that. And also, that was my best bet, I think, for that week, which was Slipper Island, which just got fucking knocked all over the show and didn't have a chance. But I've just gone with Romance in the Moon here. Like the 53 kilos, I think that it's gonna, take this one down. The other one that I thought maybe was a little just cheeky, little each way go, Spring Tide. Like first up was pretty good. Maybe the good track stats maybe worry me a little bit. But like 4 starts on a good track for 2/4, maybe. But the $26 and $6, so it must be $4 or something. Top 420 might be a little nibble on the 420 maybe.
The good thing about Romancing the Moon as well is it's going to go on a good track. Bet Skew Whiff down there at Trentham as well, and Luella Christina, who I have a lot of time for, very well bred and a good horse. So I can see why the money's coming for this, especially like you say, Matty, 53 kilos. $3.60 into $3.
That was the Levin Classic winner at the end of last season, wasn't it?
And did it easy too from memory.
Have you fellas had a look at Max Schnell? Paying $9 and $3, drawn barrier 1, Craig Grills. This thing's just come over from Aussie. Its last race was on about the 9th of September. It's not been racing in any group races over there, but I'd argue that a rating 90 or a rating late 80s in Australia is pretty good form. And some of the horses that it's been running against seem to be pretty good. So I'm not sure whether you've had a chance to go through it, but that one kind of didn't stick out for me, but I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, it is random. I'm actually not too sure about that horse or what the go is there, but good luck to Connections, I guess. What's this race worth? 120K.
Yeah,
okay.
Why not? They've obviously bought it back. It was a Kiwi horse coming back, so interesting, lads. I wondered whether El Vencedor was maybe worth a crack. I see it's gone out today, though. But last race, it was carrying 59 kgs, ran 4th in a pretty similar field. Not a Group 3, but it wasn't too far off them. And a 5 kg drop might go well for it. If it's a good track at Hastings, I seem to recall, and I don't know if it matters how the weather's been over the last few weeks there, but last year, day 3 Hastings, everything won from the front. And you just know that El Vencedor is going to go forward. So I thought that might be a little bit worth of an each-way play. And, of course, Pukatero down the bottom has only lost 1 race, and it's a Taako horse. So, who knows how that will stack up against this field. But, Luke, I won't ask you who you're going to have a crack at. But, Dan, if you were going to have one crack at this race, where would you be going?
Oh, I've already had a crack.
Okay, well, perfect.
Of course, you have.
Romancing the Moon, I'm on.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you get the early money or 3s?
330.
Okay, you're happy with that. Nice.
Yep.
Nice, mate. Good work. I'll probably be going El Vencedor for a little each way. I think it should get to the front and hopefully maybe hold them out. Let's see.
I see Romancing the Moon's $1.80 top 2. That's not bad money.
Yep. Yeah. Push that out to $2.50 and the Punters Club will have a nudge, you reckon? Hey?
Can we boost that, lads?
Boost it. Are there any boosted odds out yet for Hastings, or are you waiting on those, Luke?
Oh, I saw that Mustang Valley is $3 boosted from memory.
So it should be. It's a good track.
Yeah. Might pay 6s on the day.
I can't believe they've lobbed it up at $2.30. I think that's reasonably short. But
I think there's going to be all sorts to bet on this weekend across the Everest and the Group 1 races as well in New Zealand there. So, yeah, I think there's going to be a smorgasbord of things that people can build their own types of bets.
Yeah. Does the Punters Club have any leverage of creating its own power plays?
Yeah, why not?
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You like something?
You've got
No, I
an
don't.
idea.
No, I don't. I'm just interested to know. I'm just letting the people know that are investing their hard earned onto what could potentially be punted on.
So you're saying the general public can just message a TAB and say, "Can you make this power play?" Is that possible?
Wow, surely.
Yeah, this weekend only. I think they've forgotten to send the rules over this year, so I think nothing's off limits. Apart from now that they're watching, they're probably drafting a quick email to say, no, you can't rinse everything in the last at Bow Desert, Luke, on the $1.50 shop.
The tab will be listening. Right, let's go through the Livamol, and then we're going to come to the people's comments. Please get in there. Let us know who's going to win the Livamol. Let us know who's going to win the Everest. We really, really want to know from you guys. We want to see you on Saturday. We want to hear from you on Saturday during the live stream and all sorts. It's a huge afternoon's racing, and the Livamol really in Australasia does kick it off in terms of the group races. This is the final Group 1 of the Spring Carnival at Hastings, and it's so awesome that we've got it on a good track. Luke, give us your very vague thoughts.
Yeah, no, I'll get into detail into this one, but before we do that as well, down there at Hawke's Bay, they've got P money.
No.
You're joking? Yeah. I thought they were taking the piss when I read that, but no. They had the Black Seeds last time. Now they got P money.
What's he doing?
I don't know, might just be doing his own punters club or something.
Scribe coming or?
P Moneybacks, yeah.
He's actually a really, really good DJ.
Yeah, very, very good. So, yeah, he's there, and they've got the Punter of the Year competition as well, and I think the GOAT runs that down there. And this is a big competition. I sat next to a bloke on the plane coming back from the grand final, and he told me that he'd done it for 13 years or something.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's if you live in the Bay, get along. Anyway, maybe you want to have a crack at
Is
the
the GOAT
the
running
Punters
it this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
He sort of oversees the room. I'm sure he'll let us know in the comments.
Very authoritative figure, GOAT.
Yep. He's. But anyway, into the Livamol. The Group 1, 4:26 p.m. Probably go around 4:29 by the time they struggle to put a couple of these into the barriers. And the Group 1 will be off. Question for the people out there. Quiz for you. Now, Prince of Alsace. Is that how we pronounce it? I'm not very good at
Pearl.
French. Sorry, Pearl.
You don't need to speak French to pronounce Pearl, mate.
I've butchered the first word.
Yeah, good.
Tavistock out of Irion. Does anybody know who this is a half to? What other horse in New Zealand that this is a half to? It's this horse, Pearl of Alsace, has won 6 from 8. You don't often see that. And reading today, this is the target here in New Zealand, and then all going well, this horse heads across to Australia. Looks a promising horse. Looks like it's going to be able to step up over the distance. Looks like they were saying maybe they didn't put quite enough work into it last start as well. So, this has been the target all along. Good on them if they can pull this off. I had a specky bet earlier in the week on a horse called Time's Ticking. Now, this horse goes good second up. I thought we might get a good track. It loves it hard. It loves the course. 2,000 metres shouldn't be a concern. Is it as good as these? Don't know. But $5 or $6 to place, I thought, yeah, I'll have a little something of that and just... Sorry to Adam out there in Mustang Valley, but, on the good track, I'm willing to risk Mustang Valley. Was speaking to you guys earlier about, you just don't know, though. Sometimes these horses that don't look like they can perform on a good track, they're so fit that they come up against some of these other runners and they're just miles ahead of them and they just ping off the ground and you look at it and go, how the fuck did they win? They've never won on a good track before. It's so frustrating. And I reckon you'll see 1 or 2 of those on this 10 race card if we do have a good track. So, I don't just expect it to be as simple as, that horse can't run on a good track, therefore it's not going to do anything today. It's never quite like that. But for me, I'm really keen to see how this Tavistock mare goes. It seems like they've plotted this plan perfectly, and Time's Ticking was my roughie each way to have something to keep me honest in the race.
Nice, mate. Nice. Time's ticking. Mustang Valley, like you say, on a good track, its record is 9 races, 0 wins, 1 second placing. I think that second placing on a good track was in the in an Arrowfield or something like that in a decent race, but $2.30, like we said before,
Too short for me. It
just seems outrageous. And sorry,
yeah, it's won 6 races and all 6 of them have been on a heavy track.
yeah, that speaks for itself, doesn't it? Dan, you think the same, and you are very keen on one in this race, mate. You messaged us on Monday about this.
Guys, I've been fucking absolutely fizzing and pumped for this. After I got broken by Campionessa getting pulled out of here, I thought, all right, I need to find the winner for this to have a little bit of redemption. Just looking through the field a bit, though, like Call Sign Mav went pretty well last start, and he seems like he's warming nicely to the task. Like run 5th, run 3rd, $3 top 4, goes all right on good track, so I think that he's maybe a little bit of value at the $3. Same for Defibrillate as well. Like 27 starts and 9 wins. So he's had 12 wins, but 9 of those wins have come on good tracks in 3 seconds. Defibrillate second up. Might go all right. Time's ticking with Luke a little bit on that as well. Platinum Invader. There's definitely quite a few here that are at spec odds that I think you can have a little crack at the top 4. Anywhere between the $2.70 to the $4 mark. But ladies and gentlemen, I am on a maximum bet job on this one, and I've fucking taken the bank account. I've shaken it out. I've got a few bets. Luke's looking at them, and now I'm not going to scroll down because I've fucking emptied the tank on this one. But
I hope your wife's not watching.
Oh, mate.
Nah, she's not into it.
You said you're building a house, mate. You might be building 2
Yeah.
if this wins.
Ladies, man, I cannot get enough money on this horse. So I went back and looked through this horse's runs over on good track. So it's had 5 starts on a good track for 3 wins. Its last 3 starts on good tracks have been over 2,000, 2,100, and 2,200. The other two starts on good track that it's not done good is 1400 and 1600, which I think are just a little bit too short. The other ones where it's come up a little bit short have been off tracks, but I think this horse loves a fucking good track, and this is a fucking maximum bet job for me. Like I like if the bank would give me a loan, I'd put it all on.
Mate, if this
Gamble
thing
responsibly, obviously.
Yeah, please do. If this thing doesn't run on the money on Saturday, you're going to be off the stream and going home, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm a happy guy. Like, I'm all
that's
good.
good.
Yeah, I'm all good. Like, it is what it is. Win, lose, or draw.
You'll cop it.
Yeah, fuck, whatever.
One of my clients is a funeral director, and I was going to say you might have to send up a body bag that you keep talking about for us to have on standby.
If anyone's coming to if anyone's coming to the sweatshop, bring a body bag. Could be in trouble here. Could be in trouble.
What about you,
Maximum
Matty?
bet job.
Mate, I don't think you're too far off there, to be honest. I really like Ladies Man. I wouldn't be putting my house on it, but I do think that that's a pretty good bet. So good on you, and good luck to anybody else that takes it. I feel like Defibrillate could be an omen bet here. Like you say, Defibrillate's got the good track form. It's got the Aussie form. It loves this distance. And last year at the Melbourne Cup, when we were doing a live stream, Defibrillator, remember? Defibrillator, it was basically all that won for us that afternoon, I think. So that could be a little bit of an omen bet for us. I see it's paying $3.80 a place. Why not? I have a sneaking suspicion that Pearl of Alsace could just be a really, really good horse. It's it's pretty hard to win 6 out of 7 races, isn't it, or whatever it's run. And that could just do it. But I'm not going to punt on it. I'm going to have a crack at Aromatic, I reckon. The only Teako horse in the race. I feel like when Campionessa came out, they would have stacked all their chips onto this horse. It's been coming home really, really nicely in the last 2 races in the Tarzino and the Arrowfield. It was hampered last start at the top of the straight in the Arrowfield. It's won Group 2s and Group 3s over these distances. It's got Warren Kennedy on board. So at $11 and $3.30, I'm probably happy to have a little crack at it, particularly probably more on the place bet because, there's probably quite a few chances in this race that could come home, but I really wouldn't be surprised to see Pearl of Alsace just beat them and then go on to bigger things, which I kind of hope because it looks like the most promising horse in the race, eh?
Yeah, it certainly will be good to see. And Ted is straight into the text DMs and tells me that he knows the half to this horse, and it is Zurion.
Zurion, who ran it from Teako, who ran at the Valley a couple of weeks ago. They've got a big rap on this horse, eh?
Yeah, so there we go.
There we go.
Very, very, very well bred, and it'll be nice to own a couple out of that mare. Also, down the bottom of the book, you've got the power plays too. And I was having a look going, okay, what have they got times ticking in here with? But I think you can get a bit of times ticking and a couple of the other ones to run in the top 8.
Good.
I think come race day, you might be able to price your own sort of power play up as well. I'm not sure. I think they might be doing that this weekend.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You need a bit of time to go through those power plays.
There's
It's quite a lot there.
I used Control F and started looking for the horses that I like to see what options there were.
Oh, man. Before we move on, can anybody, just touching on Aromatic, can anyone tell me why Opie Boston's on Poser, paying $31 at the bottom of the book? Why? Do you know?
Don't know, mate. Might be.
Seems strange, doesn't it? So, Opie not going on Taco. But anyway, good luck to everybody involved. Good luck to all connections. Good luck to everybody having a punt in the race. Good luck to the Punters Club and everybody that's in. I'm invested, so good luck to me in that too. I'm really looking forward to it.
Big time, mates. Can't wait.
Let's crack on into the biggest race of the weekend, the $20 million race. This is the richest race. Is it? I'm not about to say the wrong thing. It's one of the richest races in the whole entire world, the Everest, right?
Yeah, it's the richest race on turf.
On turf.
So the other ones are on like
alternative?
dirt or
Right,
on fucking synthetic.
All right. The richest race on turf. We've got the Everest, $20 million.
Like a Saudi Cup or something. That's fucking $640 million.
All I know is there's a shit ton of money.
There's a shit ton of money. There's a shit ton of money going to be going into this race, maybe from the Punters Club. We're going to be in the room singing Sweet Caroline. Let's just get to the people out there that are listening in and that are commenting. Have we got any punts coming in here, Adam? Have we got any thoughts on the Livamol, People's Best Bets, or the Everest?
We do have Ted explaining the Opie situation, that he was booked for Brando, but not starting, so ended up on Poser. So it sounded like a little bit of a late thing there.
Just going around for that $150 riding fee.
Yeah, just cashing checks. Everyone does it at some point. We have Jono here who was after Zurion as well, and he's asking because he picked it. Does that get him an extra entry for the 5K bonus bet? Because it's a bit outside there.
Is that Jono Steal Your Girl?
Yeah, it is. It is Jono Steele. He sounds like a man in the know. The other thing that surprised me in here is there's a few Australians in here asking, how do we get in on the Punters Club? And one of the best ones is a gentleman saying, I think I'm going to have to befriend a Kiwi just so I can try and get some money in the Punters Club on the weekend.
Nice.
So there's definitely a lot of love going on out there as well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, if you are an Aussie but you do know someone in New Zealand, well done to start with, I guess. But yeah, drop them a line. Ask them if they have a tab account, and if they do, get their login details. Use a VPN, you should be able to access it. And then make sure you enter the $10 million promo as well after you've put some money into the Punters Club. But yeah, the only way to get involved is via a New Zealand tab account, or with a Kiwi, they can go down to the TAB. So hopefully you know a Kiwi.
Probably the easiest way, just hit up Matty, yeah, right? You just fucking send him some cash, or bank transfer, and he'll put it in.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll leave my bank account details in the comments. This is great.
We could run them across screen right now if you want as well.
Matt.davies@gmail.com.
Interest rates are quite high at the moment, lads. I could do with it. You know, why not? Yeah, send me a DM.
Send an extra $5 as well for the conversion rate. Back to
This is part of the point, though, isn't it? The BGP. I know that you've had some ventures over to Australia. Last year we were over at the Everest, but I remember last year when we went to the Everest, actually, was it when we got off the plane or something, and we were going through the airport, and you got on the taxi, you were like, fuck, lads, like, somebody's just come up to me going, like, are you Luke from BGP?
yeah, it was intense.
Everywhere.
And then those guys that were sitting close to us at the Everest as well, and they're just like, BGP, and I'm like, oh, hey, lads, and they're like,
Don't say anything.
I was like, oh, enjoy your day, eh?
You're not that important, are you? You know,
Exactly.
Just get up and have a yarn.
Yeah.
Come on. Is there bigger punters club on the Everest weekend, you reckon? There's not going to be, is there? No chance.
Nah.
No, nowhere in the world. Nowhere in Australia. Nowhere in New Zealand.
We're probably going to have 600K, so no chance.
600K, yes, please. I hope so. I really do hope so.
What's up? What's is it, John Duke or what's the old mate?
Rod
Briscoe?
Duke.
Rod Duke. Fucking get him in.
He could buy a
Give
horse
us a couple
himself,
hundred.
couldn't
Send him an email.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
He
too.
responded
Send him the
first email and then didn't respond when we actually wanted to catch up, did he?
He's probably busy. Yeah, give us
Like I've
200
had-
coup.
Cheers,
I've
Rod.
had that a few times in my life, mate.
Yeah, now.
Ask me if you're female.
Oh, goodness. Anyway, before we...
They actually
Stay on track, lads. Stay on track.
What did you
Send him
say
an
about a female?
send him an email and send him the Punters Club link and tell him to put some coin in.
Good idea.
Yeah, and send him
Right.
like Briscoe's results as well, and just say
Tell him I win a win.
Rod Duke, underline. Coming to you, mate. Come on.
things are going well. Rod, come on.
He'll respond.
Yeah,
Start your
man.
own race at Ellerslie, Rod. $20 million, mate. Here we go. Fuck yeah, this is really taking up.
And the lady can present it from Briscoe's. Oh, I think
Whoa.
I've been cut off.
Alison Gofton. Oh no, that's the food lady, eh? Right, while Luke sorts his shit out, the Everest is coming up on Saturday. I think it's going to be at 6:25. This is not ideal timing from a technical perspective, but
Can
anyway,
you guys hear me?
Yeah,
yeah, we've got you, mate. You're
Okay,
back.
you can hear. All right.
Maddie from Punt IQ has sent us a whole bunch of notes. If you guys are interested at getting a Punt IQ membership, make sure you get on puntiq.com. He has got a whole preview of the Everest with rated prices and his thoughts on the race and where you should be punting into as well. He picks winners every day of the week, so make sure that you get involved. Thanks very much, Maddie, for all that you contribute always. We do have his notes here in case some backup is needed from the lads. But yeah, the Everest on Saturday, Luke... Should we go to Dan or should we come to you? You can hear us, eh?
No, I think it's a lottery, right? I mean, I think everybody wants I wish I win to win. Well, one wish, one win.
I win.
Wish, win, whatever.
Focus on the All Blacks, DC.
But, you know, these sprint races are so tricky. Anything goes wrong, you're up against it. Very hard to make up ground when you've got some of the fastest horses in the country going around. And I think we saw that last year where we all expected Nature Strip to win. Doesn't quite go its way. Same with Eduardo out the front there as well, and both of them get rolled, and it's sort of, whoa, how did we not have a bet on Giga Kick? And then Giga Kick was going to be favourite for this, and that's now out of the race. So, yeah, I don't know. This is wide open. If you like something, have a crack. If you want to play it safe, maybe I wish I win top 3, $2. That's pretty tasty. $1.70 top 4, but you probably want something more than that. You probably want to be able to walk away from this race at some stage and say, I've backed the winner of that race, or I did last year. Didn't mind the run of Hawaii 5-0 when I was over in Australia the other day, but again, a lottery. Let's stick with the Kiwi. Go I wish I win on top, but really I think it's anyone's guess.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm on the same page. Like, I'm all in on I Wish I Win. I was before the barrier draw. Don't care about the barrier draw. Whatever happens. I think in these races, like, the reality is no matter what, I think every horse needs probably a little bit of luck and needs a few things to go its way. Like, it's almost, it doesn't matter what barrier draw it draws. Like, it's probably going to just need a little, a few of the things to go its way. One of the biggest challenges I have with this race is finding, some speed influence. So, Overpass is probably going to go forward from the 2, but I struggled to find many other horses that were going to go forward. But then when things like that happen, you start to look through a little bit more and you start to think, well, shit, like, this is a $20 million race. Some of them are going to have to. Some of them are going to have to go forward and try and figure out a way that they can finish top 2, top 3 to get some cash. And so I'm thinking like, Overpass going to go forward, maybe lead. Horse like Private Eye, maybe Alcohol Free going to have to go up. In Secret, maybe is going to have to go up like from the wide barrier draw. Cylinder potentially is going to have to go forward. Maybe put a little. So all of a sudden, I think you maybe end up with a little bit of pressure, and then you're looking for a horse that's going to be looking for a gap late. And I'm all over. I Wish I Win. The one that I might just throw is a little bit of a speculator, and I'm hoping that it's probably going to drift a little bit more and give us a little bit more value on the day. But Shinzo, the Golden Slipper winner. Terrible first up. So it's a little bit like JBG where you just sort of pass on that and you forgive it. You say, if I could turn the page and let's see what happens. But this is a quality horse. And I could see him maybe pushing out to 20, 21s, maybe get $6 a place. I'd maybe have a little bit of a safety bet on Shinzo and just cross my fingers and hope I Wish I Win wins. And if it doesn't, hopefully Shinzo wins.
Okay, so you're on I Wish I Win, basically.
Oh, I'm all in.
You're deep in, eh?
I'm very deep in 2 horses, and those are the 2.
Ladies, man, I Wish I Win multi.
Yeah.
For a new house.
So I hope I win.
I just think it's so awesome. It like putting all the form aside and putting the race aside. It's like you guys say. It's a very, very even race, and good luck having a punt into it. But it is such a great thing that this is the biggest race on turf in the world, and the TAB trackside, BGP, everybody else in the racing community is getting in behind this one horse. So why not have a bet on it? And just like, if you don't know where to go, that is the horse you should be betting on, because it's a Kiwi. It's raced here. Teako, our biggest stable, has owned it before or trained it before. Get on it and just fucking scream at home, because it's got an outstanding chance.
Yes.
It's such an awesome story. Like, I've watched all the hype and the build up and everything. You hear the story about this horse at Waikato Stud with his little crooked legs, and he's come about, and he's like the way that he just put them away in the TJ Smith and won the Golden Eagle and all of these things. Like, it's a really cool story. And if there's ever been a time in New Zealand racing where we're like positive outlook and things are looking really good and we're really on the up, it's like, now's the perfect time to like really just fucking get behind it. And I'm speaking from my pocket a little bit, I guess, but like, fuck, I would love for a Kiwi. Could you imagine even 3 years ago saying, oh, fucking Kiwi horse is going to win the best sprinting races and they're going to be the best sprinters? We've got Imperators and I Wish I Win. And who's going to fucking beat them? No one. Giga Kick's pissed off. He's fucking hopped in the paddock because he's pissing himself scared. The 2 big guns are just way too good.
Yeah,
someone
and they're both from
up.
New Zealand.
We have had a connection before in Chris Waller, but a lot of Kiwi punters and just people that generally follow. And Chris Waller's got a horse in the race. Chris Waller trained Nature Strip, the best sprinter in the world for 3 years straight, basically. But now we actually have a horse.
Yeah, Waller trains a lot of good horses. Trained one yesterday called Shy Guy. But anyway, goes very good. But I think the really cool thing about this for me too is that I think it's easy for Kiwis, everyday Kiwis who don't get too interested in racing, to go, I might have a bet on the Melbourne Cup. Should I back the New Zealand jockey? Is there any New Zealand connection? But there's actually another race that isn't the Melbourne Cup that is getting a lot of attention. It's been in the news. There's an ad during the news on TV. Obviously, we're involved as well. There's just a lot of people involved in this, and it's good because I think people will be looking at this in the general public going, fuck, what's all this about? Is the Melbourne Cup on? And they're going to learn something, maybe a little bit about racing, and they may have some form of interest on Saturday. And that's how you grow a sport, right? And recently I sat down and spoke to a young lad, and I was just telling him about how we had this all coming up, and he didn't really know anything about BGP. And when I said, oh, it's we got an event for the Everest, he's like, oh, I've heard about the Everest. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting. Racing's not his thing, but it's filtering through to some people. So, well done to all of the connections to get it to this point, and hopefully they can grow on this as well. And hopefully we can win 64 million on the day and somebody fuck somebody.
Mate, I totally agree. There is a very, very good feeling about all of this going on. I Wish I Win wins this year. Imperatriz wins next year. Ellerslie back next year. It's New Zealand racing is feeling very, very, very good at the moment. So it is a very good time to be involved with it. Before we move on, just so you guys know, Punt IQ, he's also the same way. He was with I Wish I Win forever until the barrier draw came out at Barrier 1. So not quite sure anymore, but he's a very shrewd operator. So he won't just be throwing his coin onto it, but he's thinking overpass potentially for an each way, but also private eye potentially as well. So if you are having a crack, if you're not keen to get on I Wish I Win, there's a couple there for you. But make sure that you are having a crack at the race. It'll be awesome just to scream something home. And if it's I Wish I Win, even better. And good luck to everybody involved with I Wish I Win. Really, really hope the horse comes home because it would be so awesome for everybody involved in New Zealand racing.
How good would it be for the person to win the fucking $5,000 bet, put the 5K on to I Wish I Win, the room will just fucking erupt. The Punters Club goes all in. We put fucking 100 chips on the fucking nose. We're all playing for 400 grand or something. We just fucking that would
cut the stream.
Boom.
I
think we'd have to burn the place down.
It'd be really a sweatshop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if
turn up the heat, boys.
Hey, cheers to Mark and the crew for having us at sweatshop.
You're right.
We'll leave our body bag boy in the car.
It would be outstanding if this person, whoever wins this $5,000 bet, if you win, you have to buy the bar round, surely.
Oh, surely. One round. What do you mean?
Well, that open bar, boys.
If you bet on the favourite and it wins, at a minimum, you're going to win 20 grand.
And also, if you're watching a bit of the stream from home on Saturday, you're getting fired up and you're not doing anything, get down there, swap a 50, get in the mix, you get 4 beers, you get an entry if you're coming before the Everest as well. The Livamol, actually. There's a cap. You get a $20 entry into the Punters Club. Well, you're probably not going to get that because it would have already kicked off. But anyway, you're going to be up for a hell of a day. And whoever wins the bonus bet's going to win. And then they're going to shout the bar for the rest of the day. We're going to drain all their winnings. You're going to be drinking for free. It's just unbelievable. But drink and gamble responsibly.
And then we're going to have some voting parties or some political parties to go to really crash their party and find out who the racing minister is.
We've invited Chloe in and the rest of the crew and said come along to the event. Haven't had any response back. But, hey, they're all welcome.
Cost of living crisis. Here's $1 million from the Punters Club, guys. Don't worry about it. Hey, just follow us.
Off we go.
Righto. Oh, geez, let's just bring it down a notch. I can't believe it's 7:50 already, and we've gone through the Livamol Classic, the Spring Sprint, and the Everest. It's so exciting. I can't wait for Saturday. But just to stay back on track, lads, is there anything else quickly before we get to the best bets? I know there's quite a few we want to go through here, but we could be here all night. So maybe let's just go through anything else that we kind of like on the day that people can have to follow. Again, Luke, you're probably going to have to be careful. So, Dan, mate, you just sing them from the hills to start with.
Yeah, I've got a few that I absolutely love. One of them that I've told it. I think I told everyone a few weeks ago about getting on the Cox Plate. After this horse fucking spanks him in the Caulfield Guineas, he's going to be probably close favourite, equal favourite for the Cox Plate. Militarize. He's up against a really good horse in Stepati. I don't know if you guys seen that horse a couple of weeks ago, but that one really just came with a nice run, consistent, strong run to run over the top of them. I think it was at Caulfield or maybe Flemington, but it came from well back and run home really nicely, and that looks like a really good horse, but Militarized. I don't know if you've seen its last start. When it changed legs with about 100 metres to go, bang.
Caulfield?
No, it was in Sydney.
Right.
It was all over. And, I love this horse. I had a shit ton of riding on its first up run, and it didn't quite get the job done for me. But I'm just going to follow it all the way. Look, I think this is a really good horse, owned by the China Racing Club or whatever. Their colours with the red colours with the yellow stars. Yes, please, that's a bit of me. I think it's 230 or something now. Just if you get to the position where you need to push your chips all in, that's one you want to push them all in. Another one I've got, Hastings Race 4, number 10.
I just love it. I love it.
My Zoe or my Zoe. I don't know what they're fucking calling this horse, but I've been watching all the replays and it's all different every time. It's fucking my Zoe, my Zoe. I don't know which one it is. Whichever one it is, it's number 10 in race 4.
Where at?
Hastings.
Hastings
cool.
race 4,
Okay.
number 10.
Bonus back race. Go.
Yeah, and I think it's $9 and maybe $3 a place. It's up against a couple of horses that have won a couple of its last starts in Chattahoochee, which is a fucking weird thing to say. Chattahoochee or something like that. And then Just the Tipple was the other one as well, yeah. So both of them have won their last 2 starts. But again, just looking through, like this horse has run home quite nicely. I think he's been tripped up a couple of times from poor tracks. Over the 1,200 metres, $9 and $3. I'm fucking into a bit of that.
I love last week how you clipped out the bit of the O'Sullivan's horse. You're like, don't know who trains it.
I think you guys put me on the spot. You're like, so who's trained it? I was like, fuck, no idea.
And they're commenting, so we train it.
Stress day.
Absolutely roasted.
Stress day, not race week, mate.
He's out. I mean, he would have gone good on a good track here.
Yeah.
No, they finally put him away. They're probably bring him back for a couple of the good ones or something.
Good on you, Dan. Honestly, team, if you're down at the Everest, if you're down at the sweatshop on Saturday and you want to talk about a winner in every single race, Dan Rack is your man. Get on it. Come in and have an interview. Tell him about it. It's good. Good man. Love it. Luke, you got anything?
Outside of those 64 winners, nah. I don't think so. Nah, nothing really for me, mate. I'm keeping a little bit of an eye on what's going on down south. There's a horse called Betty Spaghetti. I know there's a big ownership group in that. Stratum Star at a Swiss Beauty. It's in race number 10. I think they're backing this up from last weekend where it got beat by Taliska, or might have even been earlier in the week. I didn't even realise that Taliska was going. Otherwise, I probably would have posted it up as a bet. But Taliska won well, put a length and a half on this horse, Betty Spaghetti, who was booming home. They're the 2 class of the field, but it goes around in race number 10 at $2.70. I see a few people commenting as well, and they've obviously seen this run as well. So good luck to all of those owners in that horse. I think there's about 100 of the bastards, and they got one later on called Miss Layla, I think the same ownership group too. So that's one that I spotted down there, and I'd say that'll get crunched by the time they all get on.
Nice, mate. Have you guys seen that the Swainess Stakes at Rotorua is on Sunday, and Johnny is running?
Yep. Wow.
Would you get on?
Yeah, I just thought I don't need to study a whole nother race. No. But I'm pretty sure I saw a good horse's back called Habana.
Oh, yes, it is. Fresh up.
Yes, beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, in the black book that goes. And Lance Noble, what a guy. Bloody hell, Lance Noble. They call him that because he won the Nobel Peace Prize one time, but he can train a horse, and fuck, I think he's going to have a season.
Outstanding. I didn't look at the Swainess either. I just quickly saw it this afternoon. I do also see, just out of note, race 1 at Hastings, Molly Bloom, who you asked on this podcast last week. Does anyone have any idea who Molly Bloom is? Because it's 1,000 guineas favourite. It's coming up 190. Lance O'Sullivan, Andrew Scott, your mate Stan, lining up this Saturday, race 1. Any thoughts, Luke?
I actually went back and had a look at Molly Bloomer's first up win, and yeah, pretty impressive. Not many horses drop out the back there at slow away at Topor, and then I was literally like, where is this race? Because it's just streeted them. And then when I realised it was at Topor, I thought, fucking hell, you don't see many horses do that. So can see why it's $1.90. Going to be interesting to see, can it back it up there at Hastings on Saturday, but yeah, good luck to everyone having a crack early on $1.90 shot on Livamol Day. They usually get rolled, is all I'll say.
Absolutely. Race 4, Bat and Bouge, would you?
Oh, bloody oath. Go on, Jacob. Yeah.
Get on, Bat and Bouge. Why not? Race 4 at Hastings. Righto, lads. Just before we get into the best bets, Sacred Satono is also coming off its win at Tarapa a couple of Fridays ago, racing, and Ranwick, race 8, the Silver Eagle. It's drawn 17, so bloody good luck. We won't get into it too, but Ranwick race 9, the King Charles King Charles III, Group 1, Mr. Brightside and Zaki go head-to-head. We will probably still be streaming at that point. That's the race just after the Everest, and hopefully the Punters Club is still going at that point. Caulfield race 7, Might and Power, Alligator Blood. That's going to be awesome too. So literally from 4 o'clock to 7:30, 8 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, there's outstanding Group 1 racing. So make sure you guys tune into the stream or get down, get involved, and get into the Punters Club. Righto, let's get into the best bets, lads, for the Everest Day. I'll kick it off. We don't have a best bet from Ted for obvious reasons. Unless he's text one through, it's probably not a good idea because Thad and the TAB will be listening in. The GOAT didn't want to give us one from anywhere that we'll be punting into as well, so he's given us a best bet from Cash Burden. Race 8, number 8, Ears Back.
Ooh.
Yeah, you like it?
I nearly had a little, play at this as well, to be fair.
Tipple on it?
Yeah.
Righto. Well, that backs it up.
Sorry.
Then get involved before it gets crunched in. Punt IQ, the best bet of the weekend for Maddie from Punt IQ. Ranwick, race 9, Light Infantry Man. We all had a punt on it before. It's paying $9 and $3. That's Ranwick Race 9 Light Infantry Man.
My best bet is Dan to piss himself.
It's $1.20 shot.
Well, Dan, get into your best bet, mate. Distract yourself.
Absolutely. So I've gone race 7 at Hastings. Mr. Bully T. Have a look at this fucking horse's last start. I really like a horse when they go on like a soft or a good track and then they put him away for the winter and then they just bring him back. Like this horse looked real nice. Changed legs at about the 100, 150 and then just really had like a really short, sharp sprint. It's come up at $5.50 and $2 and I thought, fuck, I've got to have anything over $5 for my best bet, and I think this is my best bet of the day. I think it's going to start a lot shorter. I think it's going to probably come into about the $3.50 mark. But for me, that's it.
Opie Boston on as well.
Absolutely. There's only one.
There is only one Opie Boston. We may be chanting that on Saturday in the room along with Sweet Caroline. Luke, what's your best bet for Saturday, mate?
I'm going to go down south, meeting 6 at Cashburton, race number 9 at 4:10 p.m. Double V, Viva Vienna. I really like this horse. I think it is going to be a great chance in the 1,000 guineas. We're getting $2 out from $1.85. Don't be scared of the drift. All the money is coming for Illicit Dreams, which it keeps having ding-dong battles with. It steps up to 1,400 metres this time. That could be the concern for many, but I think this horse has a will to win, and it likes to chase down a horse in front of it as well. So it will grab Illicit Dreams right on the line, double your money, and you can then get stuck in to the remainder of your day.
Sounded like a race caller there, Luke. That was absolutely outstanding, mate. Good on you. We do have an exciting new addition to the Best Bets this week, and I should have mentioned this at the top of the show, but it's from the Scan Man. The Scan Man is in, giving us the harness form. He may not have said this is his best bet, but he messaged us with a bet for the weekend, so it's his best bet. Get involved Sunday, harness, or Amaru, race 11, the Conqueror. Dan, afterwards you can let us know if this is a good punt or not as well. The Conqueror is a super bet if you are having a play. Great manners, should step and get to the markers from there, has options. If it opened $2 a place, it's a gift, I believe, or $1.80, $2 top 4.
Oh, shit, the odds aren't even out yet. I'm just having a look.
Well, yeah, so he's saying if it's open $2, it's a gift.
That's harness. It'll be open on Saturday.
Saturday
night.
The Conqueror, good bet, Dan?
No idea.
Okay,
no idea. No,
All
I
right.
don't know anything about it on Marie form. All I do know about the harness is that we've got a fucking cracker of a meeting on Friday night.
Yeah.
We've got the Harness Millions where there's the two-year-old races. We've got Muscle Mountain versus Bolt for Brilliance, which is just they haven't clashed for 17 months. Two best trotters in New Zealand. We've got open class horses. Akuta, the New Zealand Cup favourite, up against the New Boy Old Town Road. We've got some good races as well as the 3-year-olds as well. We've seen Merlin versus Don't Stop Dreaming. We've got some real good racing on Friday night. So if you want to warm up, you want to have a couple of drinks and have a few punts on Friday night, I think there's going to be a few good races at Addington.
Good
Hey,
action.
I heard all the bully was this Vessem, is it? Vessem?
Vessem, he got beaten up a little bit last start.
Yeah, $1.20 got rolled. When was that? Is that
That was last week.
Jeepers, eh? Brutal. Not like a $1.20 shot losing the harness.
No, it's
But
not
the
bad at
Purdens
all.
have got another horse, which is the one that beat him up a little bit, which is Chase's Dream.
Okay.
He looks like a horse.
All right. Well, good luck to everyone having a crack in the harness.
Good luck to everybody having a crack in the harness. Absolutely. Thanks very much, Scam Man. He'll be joining us for Best Bets this Thursday as well. Every Thursday as well. My best bet for the weekend would have to be race 2, Can He Rock? I didn't really know where to go here, so I went with the Goat's best bet from last weekend because it ran bloody well. It's drawn the car park, but I thought the field hasn't changed. It's on a good track. It's probably one of the only one with any good track form. So hopefully Can He Rock race 2 can come home. I think it's paying about $3.60. We haven't announced our weekly best. Do you want to take it away, mate?
Yeah, I was just about to say, but before Dan wets himself, we'll do it very quickly. You might start to see us on the trackside screens as well, because we're going to be going in Friday morning and giving our best from the BGP community and trying to tip some winners to people out there. So watch out for us popping up on trackside each week from next week as well. Maddie, we should have some fun with that. I hear they've got a big fuck off screen in the back. We can put some replays on. Put some nudes up there, whatever we need, mate. Apparently.
Can we commentate these races? It's going to be outstanding.
Anything goes, apparently, as long as it's entertaining. So we'll see.
Keep an eye out on a Friday morning. What is it? Whale watch. Eat your heart out. Is that what we're...
Yeah, we're going to call ours dolphin watching.
Jeez, there's just too much news. We
The
forgot.
best from BGP, powered by Trackside. Keep an eye out for that.
That's exactly right. There'll be a promo coming out tomorrow. Righto, lads. Thank you so much. just quickly, All Blacks Ireland, Sunday morning, 8 a.m. People will be recovering from the Everest. What's your tip?
Winston to hold the country at ransom for about 3 weeks.
It's a good tip, yeah.
AB's to smack them by 8 points. DMAC to get a try. Will Jordan, 6 tries. Ireland 5. Fuck knows, that's about me.
Good.
And South Africa to beat France.
All Blacks 15 plus. I'm just looking for the boys to wrap this up. I'm really struggling.
Right, I'm on board with Luke's bet about, I can't remember what it was, Winston Peters, but the All Blacks I'm not quite sure about. I'm really looking forward to it on Sunday morning, though. Look, thank you, everybody, as always, for tuning in. We will see you guys on Saturday. If not, down at Sweatshop, we'll see you on the live stream. Get your comments going on that day as well. Luke, all the very best for the Punters Club, mate, but keep the cash coming in. If you guys haven't invested yet, let's get it up to 400K. But good luck, Luke.
Yeah, thank you to everybody who's getting involved and getting in behind us. We appreciate that. We know that it is, please know that it's not taken for granted, and looking forward to a good crack on Saturday. The study is going on in the background, and we should be in for a hell of a day. So we'll see you Saturday. Enjoy yourselves. Dan, get to the toilet. Let's get out of here.
Fucking
Gamble responsibly, team.
Game, set, and match. I'll shut the gate. They're going to do it again. The Kanaka Million goes with and stays with. In front, Del Zao, long run, but here's the calls now. He's coming. He's going to get.